I think it's a toss-up. Now, we made fun of Ryan Garcia on this channel a lot. Like, a lot. But guess what? When Ryan Garcia outs Devin Haney's connection to P-Diddy, we're going to cover it on this channel, and we're going to laugh because he had one of the most epic call-outs ever. Maybe the funniest promo I've ever seen in the history of combat sports. Wait, that's an aggressive call. Funnier than...
Tito always says I'm using my mouth to get my opportunities. The only person I know that made money using their mouth is his ex-wife.
Well, just to correct you, I was never no marriage. You're a punk, dude. That's what you call class, right here, compared to no class.
That was a nasty line.
No class. No class at all. That's why you see him with thongs and jeans and a t-shirt. No class.
They don't call you the bad guy for nothing.
So we're going to talk about that. Also, turns out there's some huge news coming about the Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler announcement. We're going to know, I think, by the end of the day exactly when they're fighting, so that's exciting. And then also I want to talk more about Justin Gaethje and the alleged drinking problem that has been brought to the forefront by his teammate, teammate of dominance, both under... Ali, which is Gilbert Burns. And Gilbert Burns, Gilbert Burns came out with this and said, Justin Gaethje has a drinking problem, straight up. And he's like, dude, this guy, he can't walk. He gets so drunk that he literally has to get carried by his girlfriend. So we'll talk about that. And, I'll tell you guys some funny stories about my friends who drink like that because I have a fair number of my really good friends who drink like that. So I'm not judging anybody. But like I said in my video yesterday, they are not world-class athletes. So it's a different ball game. And if he does lose this fight to Max, I can't imagine that this will not be part of the narrative as to why. I think most people are picking Justin Gaethje. And I don't know, man. Max is a tough nut to crack, dude. Max is, they're comparing it to the Tony Ferguson fight, and this is not the same fight at all. It really, on its face, does look very similar, but it's not. And we'll talk about why shortly. Oh, and Alex Pereira shattered the all-time punch strength record. We're talking shattered it. Francis Ngannou had the previous record. When you see what percentage Alex Pereira shattered Francis Ngannou's record by, it's insane. We're not talking like he beat it by 5%. We're talking shattered Francis Ngannou's all-time punch strength record or punch power record or whatever. Like, if you're wondering why this guy knocks everyone stone cold when he just looks like he just clipped him, we now know, okay? You can't really measure how hard a guy punches with your eyeballs. You know what I mean? Like, guys go down. It's like, oh, man, it seems like that guy's got the touch of death. Well, it's like, you can measure that, dude. And if you're Jamal Hill right now, dude, listen, Jamal Hill has done everything. As a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about that in this video too, dude. Jamal Hill has done everything right this week. He looks amazing in his pre-fight press conferences, every interview he's done. By the way, you know who did an incredible interview with him? If you haven't watched that yet, is Anthony. Watch Anthony Smith's interview with Jamal Hill from yesterday or the day before. It's awesome. It is awesome. Usually, I cannot stand how mechanical these interviews are normally. They drive me insane, where I'm like, oh my God, hey, why don't you ask him again what he thinks is going to, or do you think it's going to go to decision, or you think you're going to win by knockout? Why don't you ask the same question 650,000 fucking times? I can't stand it. Anthony and Jamal, well, and they're friends. I mean, in fairness, they've trained together and stuff, but nonetheless, like, that's why it's awesome, because it's like not this mechanic. They have a genuine conversation when he's talking about his injury and what it felt like. Like, Anthony's asking, and you're watching him and you're like, this is a person who knows exactly what this feels like. Like, Anthony's asking from a position of like empathy, relatability, not some mechanical journalist who's like, well, I think this is what I'm supposed to ask now. And it's like, it comes off that way. It's a fantastic interview. You guys should absolutely watch that. But nonetheless, as good as everything has looked for Jamal Hill thus far this week, if you watch that video and you're not like, oh, damn, I don't think anyone wants to take a straight shot from Francis Ngannou with a MMA glove on. It's all, oh yeah, hey, remember that? We'll just multiply that by but increase the power of Francis's hardest shot by 50%. And that's what's coming at you on Saturday night. If that doesn't shake you up, dude, you have mental problems. He might. He might have just the right kind of mental problems to become the world champion undisputed, but nonetheless, should be scary to anybody. Let's jump into it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I would appreciate it if you would do that. We're going to handshake it, you know, man to man or man to woman. I just ask people who are going to watch my content consistently, they just click subscribe one time. I appreciate you guys doing that. And let's jump into it. Oh, I got to thank this sponsor real quick. Cold turkey may be great on sandwiches, but there's a better way to break your bad habits. We're not talking about some weird mind voodoo that your neighbor tries to tell you about. We're talking about our sponsor Fume, and they address the problem a different way. Not everything in a bad habit is wrong, so instead of some uncomfortable drastic change, why not just remove the bad from your habit? Fume is an innovative, award-winning flavored air device that does just that. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses all natural, delicious flavors. So instead of bad, Fume is good. It's a habit that you are free to enjoy, and it makes replacing your bad habit easy. It fills the void in a natural, guilt-free way. Your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial. It's designed with movable parts, magnets for fidgeting, giving your fingers a lot to do, which is great when you're breaking a bad habit. Base was launched in January. It's a weighted stand to rest your Fume on when it's not in use, with a magnet inside that keeps your Fume attached. Now, you might not believe this, but I have a pretty severe case of ADD, and so fidgeting and that kind of thing comes pretty naturally. And so when I tested Fume, I was very, very impressed with the product, very impressed with the results for me personally. I'm a huge fan of the orange vanilla flavor. That is my favorite. The flavor is way stronger than I expected. The thing feels good in your hand. It's weighted perfectly. It's awesome. So join Fume in accelerating humanity's break from bad habits and pick up the Journey Pack today. Head to tryfume.com/Jesse. That's tryfum.com/Jesse, Jesse, or scan the QR code. That's tryfum and use code Jesse to get 10% off your purchase. All right, we're going to start with Ryan Garcia, and I'm going to say right now, I underestimated this kid. I thought he was talking crazy. I thought that he was a lunatic. He's not. He is actually a genius, and this kid has way more game than I thought. I might even bet on this dude after watching this. So let's watch what he just said about Devin Haney and P-Diddy, and then we're going to comment on it, and then we're going to talk about Justin Gaethje's potential drinking problem, which is concerning. But first, we're going to laugh about this. Ready? Watch this promo. Hilarious, dude.
Last week.
Once you go to a swimming pool party with Diddy, it's like you don't even pay attention to what the he's saying, bro. At the end of the day, once your booty hole got tickled, it's over.
What are we going to see from Ryan Garcia?
None of that. It's going to be light work for me. Another day in the office. It's going to be one of those things where you're just like, yo, hold my beer, watch this. I'm Usain. He's those other runners that we can't even name. Who's the second fastest runner in the world? We don't know. Not stepping to NYC is going to be crazy. And then we're going to light one up right after, 420, baby. I might do it in the ring. After that, I'm like, what's next? You know, hit up a club, do something. You know, I'm not even going to be worried that I just knocked somebody out and became a WBC champion. I do appreciate it, though. Shout out WBC.
Dude, he has way more game than I thought. Like, he has like 100 times more game than I thought. I thought he was crazy. Maybe he really was just acting crazy. And if he was, he's a genius. This is hilarious. It's not even over, dude.
Devin Haney stressing the out. No.
Why do you think he's stressing?
He's probably with his dad just scratching his head like, I'm scared, Dad. He's talking about Diddy again.
Are you keeping track of anything that Devin was saying or his workout last week?
He straight up said, once you've had your booty hole tickled, then it's kind of over from there. I'm serious. Is that not one of the funniest promos you've ever seen? Let's watch it again, dude. Seriously, let's watch it again. It's that good.
Once you go to a swimming pool party with Diddy, it's like you don't even pay attention to what the he's saying, bro. At the end of the day, once your booty hole got tickled, it's over.
What are we?
Once your booty hole got tickled? That's funnier than I could come up with, dude. Props to Ryan Garcia. He's got promo game. But, yeah. He said it don't even matter like who's like the second fastest runner. It's like, I don't even know, dude. This is fucking
What are we
good.
going to see from Ryan Garcia?
None of that. It's going to be light work for me. Another day in the office. It's going to be one of those things where you're just like, yo, hold my beer, watch this.
Dude, are you kidding me? That's not top-notch fight game. Come on, dude. Come on. Let's go.
I'm Usain. He's those other runners that we can't even name. Who's the second fastest runner in the world? We don't know. Not stepping in.
Dude.
NYC is going to be crazy. And then we're going to light one up right after, 420, baby. I might do it in the ring. After that, I'm like, what's next? You know, hit up a club, do something. You know, I'm not even going to be worried that I just knocked somebody out and became a WBC champion. I do appreciate it, though. Shout out WBC. Devin Haney stressing the out. No.
Why do you think he's stressing?
He's probably with his dad just scratching his head like, I'm scared, Dad. He's talking about Diddy again.
Are you?
Dude, come on. Like, you're seriously, like, that's not top-notch fight game. Like, that's top-notch fight game. That is funny, man. I am 100% rooting for Ryan Garcia. 100% rooting for Ryan Garcia now. That is hilarious. All right, now let's do a segment here on our boy Justin Gaethje, and we're gonna watch this again really quick because this was pretty weird, dude. I gotta be honest. This is a pretty weird thing to know going into fight week. You know what I mean? Where it's like, so you're telling me that Justin Gaethje's getting so drunk that he has to get carried back to the hotel? Like, it just doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, that just doesn't sound like Justin Gaethje. And also, you know, obviously Gilbert Burns is not going to make this up, which makes me think that maybe Justin Gaethje has a drinking problem. I love Justin Gaethje. I would never root against Justin Gaethje, even in this fight, dude, where I love Max Holloway. I'm saying that I think Max Holloway has a really good shot of winning, but like, you know, I love Justin Gaethje. I love his team. He's a stud. He is a genuinely good person. But what kind of YouTube channel am I running if I don't talk about this?
I just think.
Now the crowd at UFC 300 could change all that.
And I think Gaethje, I see him, these guys, like when I was injured with my shoulder and I was traveling a lot. I went to Singapore, I went to Australia, I went to a lot of UFC cards. Bro, this guy was getting wasted. Every single card, yes, but bad. Not like his girlfriend was kind of carrying him. He was drunk, eating so bad. I just think when you're at that championship, when you're at that level, you cannot be that crazy. I do believe.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with him. You know, like at the championship level, you can't be getting that drunk, dude. Yeah, and I'm talking like at all. You can't be getting. I mean, like, dude, lots of people drink. I'm not talking like can't drink. But falling over drunk, like where your girlfriend is carrying you, dude, you can't be getting drunk like that no matter what, man. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean this genuinely. Obviously, Gaethje's not gonna be watching YouTube right now, and I don't mean to like put his business out there. But Gilbert Burns put his business out there. I'm just commenting on it. But if he was my boy, you know, if he was my boy, this is the conversation I would have with him. I'd be like, look, dude, there are bonuses and detractions of being a big public figure. And one of the things that's a bonus is you can make a lot of money from being a public figure and you can basically live out a lot of dreams that most people can't. But a detraction is you have to be on your best behavior. You can't embarrass yourself because any stupid thing that you do, everyone's going to find out about it. And like Justin Gaethje, one of the single greatest combat athletes in the history of the sport, respected by all, you can't have people knowing that you get drunk and have to be carried around by a female that you're supposed to be protecting, dude. Like that's, you know, there are a lot of reasons why people don't drink, right? Like I drink, but like I don't like drink. Anybody who knows me will tell you the same thing. It's like, oh yeah, I've seen him taking shots before. It's like, yeah. But they'll never be like, wow, I saw he was like a sloppy drunk, like he was like super wasted. You will never hear anybody say that because I don't do that. And one of the main reasons is like, I don't ever want to feel out of control ever. And also, dude, if I'm walking around with my girl, like you're a target, Justin Gaethje. Somebody would love to get a highlight on you, you know, like some prick that's out in Singapore. They're all, oh, look, he looks super drunk. They just pull out a camera and they start you, you know, take your girl somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, dude, any kind of thing can happen. Dude, if you're that, I don't care who you are, dude. If you can't stand, you can't fight. You know what I mean? If you can't stand, you can't fight. Now, I would certainly suggest to any would-be attackers of Justin Gaethje or any person who you know is a formidable adversary, it'll sober you up real quick if someone tries to put it on you. But, I don't know, you know, booze, you can only do so much. You can't stand, you can't do whatever. You know, one of the last times I got in like an actual fight, like in a club, which was 100 years ago. But when that happened, I was whacked out, not on booze, but I was uncomfortable with my level of unsobriety, and I got clicked right back into gear. Again, not booze, so I don't really understand how brain chemistry works. If someone, gives you the wrong dosage of MDMA, just hypothetically. But at least in my case, as soon as I felt like I was in danger and I was with a girl, suddenly I was Neo. You know, like I went from I am uncomfortable that I am even outdoor or like not locked in a closet somewhere right now to there is literally no direction that this situation could go that I won't be 3 beats of a second in front of. Like this guy throws a kick at me, I'm slipping it. This guy throws a punch at me, I'm slipping it. This guy tries to like there's nothing that could happen that I would not foresee and be out of the way. It was really weird, dude. But again, that's the kind of thing that puts you this way, not this way. So that's a completely irrelevant side point, except that what my point is, if you're that drunk, you can't protect anybody. And if you're in Singapore with your girl, you know what I mean? Anyway, but hopefully, dude, hopefully it doesn't matter. Hopefully he hasn't drank in months and months and months. And hopefully he has an incredible fight, both him and Max, and they both come out winners. That is what I hope for. But I mean, you know, it just would be silly not to talk about it, you know? So let's talk about the other stuff. The main thing being why the Tony Ferguson matchup with Justin Gaethje is so much different than the Max Holloway one. And I'll just break it down like this, dude. Tony Ferguson, if you just kind of look at it, you know, oh, Tony Ferguson in his prime seems very similar to Max Holloway because you know, he's constantly moving forward. He's got real long, lanky, kind of rangy striking, just like Max Holloway, doesn't throw as many kicks. Like it seems kind of like at a very superficial level, like it's a similar matchup, but it's not, dude. Because Tony Ferguson was never like this surgical striker like Max Holloway is. Max Holloway is a fucking surgeon, and people do not talk about that enough, dude. How accurate he is with his hands, how incredible he is at controlling distance. That's one of the reasons that he had trouble at the beginning of the Dustin Poirier fight. And if you go watch that again, Max was winning at the end. Right? He had trouble at the beginning because he's used to having this huge reach advantage. And Dustin Poirier, he didn't have one, you know? And so once he got the distance down, though, he really came on later in that fight. Tony Ferguson was never a surgeon. He was a guy, he was the boogeyman, dude. You couldn't hurt him. He was just like, punish me, I like it. Punish me, I like it. And he had, you know, sharpened his knuckles to razors, his elbows, whatever. And like, he just, you know, you take him on the ground and he's like, put you in a body triangle from the bottom and then just elbow your face. And like, he just was so nasty. But he is not the same at all. He's way easier to hit than Max Holloway is. He's not as accurate with his hands. I mean, Max Holloway is a much different fighter than Tony Ferguson. And, but again, you know, Max Holloway also stands pretty flat, you know, like he moves like this. But he's there to get leg kicked. And fuck me, Justin Gaethje has vicious leg kicks. But Max has vicious straight punches. He almost baits guys into leg kicking him so he can throw a straight right down the middle. You can't throw a good leg kick without making yourself open to getting punched in the face with a straight punch. It's as simple as that, dude. You know? Like the perfect counter to a leg kick is a check, bang, you know? It's like if they're throwing that, it's a check so they hurt their foot or their ankle, and then bang, and then a straight right down the cock. And if you can only get one of the two, you know, if you eat a leg kick, but you punch them straight down the middle, you know, some guys are willing to take that trade. Max is exceptional with that stuff. So I just think this is a total toss-up fight. And again, the odds are not as lopsided as they used to be. I thought that like Max is a 2-1 underdog, and now he's only plus 130. So I parlayed him with Charles Oliveira, and I liked both those bets. Well, this is unexpected. Conor McGregor versus Chandler to get announced at the UFC 300 presser. Let's see.
Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler to be announced at the UFC 300 press conference. There have been rumblings of some sort of big announcement at the UFC 300 press conference. On his YouTube channel earlier this month, Max Holloway suggested that something was in the works for the presser. Earlier today, a report from MMA Uncensored alleged that McGregor's bout against Michael Chandler will be announced at the UFC 300 press conference on Thursday. The report also added that McGregor and Chandler will be on hand for the event and face off afterward. As far as the fight date, the two have been linked to a UFC 303 return. Earlier this year, McGregor...
Let's go, son. Let's go. I should probably try to find, you know, I'm going to be in Vegas tomorrow. It's like, hey, Connor, let's make sure that we find each other. You know, let's make sure that we find each other. All right, we're going to wrap up on this. Alex Pereira destroying Francis Ngannou's punching force record. This is insane. Watch this.
Force record. Back in 2018, Ngannou recorded a score of 129,000. Now ahead of UFC 300, Pereira crushed this record, hitting a score of 191K on the Power Cube.
These are going crazy. Oh my God, bro. Bro.
Charles Oliveira gets some motion. 1,000. Now ahead of UFC 300.
129 was the previous all-time record. 120. I want to punch that cube so bad, dude. I want to punch that thing so bad. I want to know once and for all where I stand against the greatest in the world. I can max out the punching bag game at the arcades. I want to know where I stand on the real cube. Nowhere near 192, I would imagine. But I think I might surprise some people because I can punch things really fucking hard. But 191, when the previous record is under 130, is so insane. That's a 50% increase. Greatest of all time is here. And Alex Pereira went from here and just went like that. That's insane. And the greatest ever is Francis Ngannou, who's literally, this guy could knock out, and there's no one on planet Earth who can eat a shot from Alex Pereira, and we know that now. It's not even like he wound up. It's not like he took a running start. See, that's why I just love this game. That's why I'm talking about it myself. I love doing it. I see people on the punching bag game, and they're all, and I'm like, you need a running start on that, dude? Wow. And I do it just like Alex Pereira, just probably not 190. Probably not 190. Oh my God, Jesse on fire. Shut up, dude. You've never gotten anything even close to that. Oh, is that right? Do I need to pull up the receipts again? Oh man, dude, I need to put this on my account further up, dude. I always end up looking for this for 100 years. Takes forever. I will find it though. Then you guys can at the very least be like, oh, okay, he's not completely full of shit. He really can't punch the living fuck out of that thing. But this is the last thing we're doing, so if you don't care, you can sign off right now. I'm going to find myself punching the punching bag. You can see it go all the way to the absolute maximum score. And then we can be done with it. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I think it might have been up here. I'm almost positive that we did a reel on it. And we made fun of it. Gabrielle made fun of me about it. Dude. Jesus. What is that? Oh. Oh my God. She's such a dime, dude. Where the fuck is this post? Where the fuck? Oh my God. She's just a delicious piece of ass. There it is. Jackpot. We're going to compare. We're going to compare me and Alex.
Get out of my way. Good Lord.
Okay, so that's $9.99, and now let's watch Alex's again. Hang on, let's just watch him punch it. And then we're going to watch me punch.
Question.
Alex Pereira destroys Francis Ngannou's punch force record. Back in 2018, Ngannou recorded a score of 129,000. Now ahead of UFC 300, Pereira crushed this record, hitting a score of 191K on the power cube.
These are going crazy. Oh my God.
199, and then I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Get out of my way. Good Lord.
I don't know, dude. I think it's a toss-up. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I really do want to punch that cube, though. All right, I'm done. I love you guys. Bye.